All right, let's just jump right in. We're going to be tearing apart the superhero genre today, but forget about the usual capes and secret identities. We're going to look at it through the lens of philosophy. And trust me, it's going to lead us to a pretty terrifying origin story. So let me just start by asking you this. What if the greatest hero imaginable wasn't born from a place of hope, but from just absolute soul-crushing despair? I want you to really think about that because that question is the engine for this whole thing. It flips everything we think we know about heroes right on its head. Yeah, so this isn't your standard good versus evil showdown. The story we're getting into is way more of a philosophical thriller. It's about a Faustian bargain, but the deal isn't for power or riches. It's a deal made to escape mediocrity. It's a psychological war against, well, the slow, creeping death of just wanting to be better. And this whole struggle gets framed as something called the cosmic wager. Now, don't think heaven and hell. This is a choice between two completely different futures for humanity, for all of us. And this idea, it's pulled straight from the philosophy of Friedrich Nietzsche. So, on one side of this big wager, you've got this really unsettling idea, the last man. And this isn't some supervillain, okay? It's a vision of a future where we, humanity, have basically chosen comfort over greatness. Imagine a world with no struggle, no ambition, no chaos, just safety. It's kind of like a living death, where everything is shrunk down so nobody ever has to take a risk. Nietzsche put it so perfectly with this quote, "They have invented happiness, and they blink thereby." That invented happiness isn't real joy. It's just the absence of pain. They're just blinking, content, with no idea of the incredible potential they have just thrown away. And on the other side, the complete opposite, the will to power. Now, this is the hard path. It's chaotic, it's difficult, but it's also where all the creativity is. It's all about embracing that struggle, pushing past your own limits, and constantly trying to become something more. And this table just lays it all out so clearly, doesn't it? You can see the two paths side by side. You've got the last man who just wants ease, comfort, avoid anything difficult. And then you have the will to power, which is all about seeking out challenges to become stronger, about saying yes to all of life, even the ugly, painful parts. It's really the ultimate choice. Do you want comfortable stagnation, or do you want difficult, meaningful growth? Okay, so you've got this big philosophical debate. How do you turn that into an actual story? Well, you personify it. You get three key characters who embody these forces, and they form what the source material calls an unholy trinity. And this trinity, they are the engine that drives this entire narrative. They're what leads to the creation of a hero who is, let's just say, deeply compromised. It all happens in 3 steps. It kicks off with despair, then comes a tempting offer, and it all culminates in the birth of a very, very flawed God. So let's meet our protagonist. This is Dr. Johannes Faust. He's a genius, a scholar, but he's just empty inside. And his number one fear, the thing that keeps him up at night, it's not hell, it's mediocrity. He looks around and sees this creeping wave of apathy, this desire for comfort above all else. And he sees it in himself. And he is absolutely terrified of becoming that last man. He'll do anything to escape it. So who does a man that desperate make a deal with? Well, this is where the story gets a really modern, really cynical twist. Don't go picturing some demon with horns and a pitchfork. Nope. The tempter is a slick, cynical guy in a business suit. He's the personification of institutionalized nihilism. Think of him as the embodiment of every soulless bureaucracy, every corporate force that just wants people to be predictable, compliant, and easy to manage. He doesn't offer magic. He offers a technological shortcut, a corporate contract to become a god. And this is the key to the whole thing, the terms of the deal. Faust gets to become this transcendent overman, but he gets it through technology. He completely skips all the struggle, all the hard work that's supposed to be required. And the price? It's not his soul, not in the classic sense. He signs away his independence, his ethical rights. The power is given, not earned. It's a total shortcut, and that makes it hollow from the start. And you can see how it all lines up here. Faust is driven by his fear of becoming the last man. The guy in the suit, the tempter, is the spirit who denies, making the offer. And the overman, the hero that's created, he's a corrupted version of the ideal, a god built on a shaky foundation of fear and compromise. So, this flawed god is born. What happens next? Well, you might expect some kind of epic, world-ending tyranny, but the result of this bargain is actually something way more subtle and, honestly, way more horrifying. The Overman's grand plan is a total paradox because he achieved his power by skipping the struggle. His goal is to, well, eliminate struggle for everyone. He uses his incredible power to enforce a worldwide state of passivity. He creates the very thing his creator, Faust, was terrified of becoming. But here is the truly chilling part. Humanity wants this. They ask for it. It's exactly what Nietzsche wrote about. When offered the difficult path to becoming something greater, the crowd shouts, "No! Make us into the last man. You can have your Superman." So this Overman isn't some evil conqueror. He's just giving people what they secretly want. He's granting humanity's deepest, most cowardly wish.
So he rescues humanity from aspiration. He builds a world with no pain, no risk, no ambition. It's one giant, global, safe space. Art is just harmless, inoffensive entertainment. Science gets shut down before it can ask any uncomfortable questions. He gives everyone the ultimate comforting lie, and the price is, well, everything. All of human potential.
And that right there is the ultimate betrayal, the absolute tragedy at the heart of this entire story. I mean, the irony is just staggering. The hero, the Übermensch, who was created specifically to escape apathy, ends up becoming the one who enforces it on a global scale. The ideal of the will to power, of striving and overcoming, gets twisted into a tool for universal mediocrity. It's a god born from a great yes who ends up serving the ultimate no. And that leaves us with a pretty uncomfortable question to ask ourselves, right? Because this whole story is really just a mirror. In a world with so many choices, so many challenges, how often do we, maybe secretly, wish for that comforting lie instead of the difficult truth? How often do we just wish someone else would come along and make all the hard decisions for us?